Peace. Once again coming at you guys with another video. This time this video is why we should pool our resources to build wealth. Now, this is something, well, let's get into what exactly is pooling your resources first. Pooling your resources is being able to take the things around you and make use of them. Now, what I mean by this, let's say you have matter of fact, I'll give you an example of what people do every day to pool your resources. Putting money together to get a bottle of liquor, pooling your resources. Putting money together to rent the car, pooling your resources. Putting money together to buy some weed, pooling resources. So now that you understand what pooling resources is and you see it done on an everyday basis, you can take that same concept to a grander scale. Now, being able to, in business and in life, is something that, well, not in business. Let's start with in life first. In life, pooling resources is something that all people do for frivolous things. And when I say our people, I'm talking about minority people and poor and disenfranchised community people. This is something that we're not taught to leverage and pool our resources for things that'll benefit us to get us out of these particular circumstances where we can change this. We've adopted this mentality of big I's, little U's, which is a loser's mentality. Because in business, whether you want to say you're capitalist or whatever it is, whatever, this government is run by dollars. Now, you can sit here and say it's evil or whatever, to each his own, everyone has their opinion. But the fact of the matter is, as long as you spending these dollars and you making these dollars and you paying taxes, you're part of this system whether you want to play this game or not. However, you have to be able to play this game to your advantage, not to be in a position where somebody has their foot on your neck or destroying your communities. So now you see other people. Like if you look into an example of a community that pools their resources together would be Chinatown. You can find a Chinatown in every major city. And that's no accident. It's because the people were smart enough to pool their resources together. So it's same thing in neighborhoods in Brooklyn like Crown Heights, where you have the Hasidic Jews in part of it. And then in Borough Park, same thing, Hasidic Jews. These particular religious group of people pool their resources together and build the communities. Because make no mistake, just because a dominant population inhabits an area does not mean that's a community. Because all people, the people in every area that's going through gentrification all over this country and all over the world, they're going through gentrification because they do not own the real estate in that neighborhood. So you're just occupying it till the people who actually owned it say it's time to go. Then it's time to go. So the only way to stop gentrification for all these people is to own your own and build your own communities. That's the only way you're gonna stop it, because no one can come in and tell you how to dictate and run your community, because you own it. Now, when you're leveraging resources could come into different facets. It can be knowledge, it can be cash, it can be credit, it can be real estate, it can be business or business experience that someone may have, which would still fall under knowledge. Now, for instance, we'll give you an example. Let's say, I'll give you a simple example that people can do with, and I'm going to give you an example each one. Here, look at credit. For example, I did a video called piggybacking and being an authorized user and piggybacking on credit, right? Now the purpose for this is, let's say let's say you guys want to make a move, right? And you want to buy real estate, you want to buy a house, right? So it's for you guys, you want to buy a house. Now, between the four people, let's say you want to go through the FHA program, which is 3.5% down. So four people put $4,375 down. You guys got 17,000 and what is it? 17,500, I think it should be, down, which is 3.5% of 500K. So you would just have to make their credit requirement. So let's say the credit requirement was 680. One of the four would have to put up the credit and their down payment, and the other three will have to match it. Now, and then you guys, if you bought right, you can get a home that had equity and appreciates, etc. Or you all can sit there and rent. Let's say this is a 2-unit. Say this is a 2-unit, and a price like 500K is more in more expensive markets like New York, LA, stuff like that. Markets like that. But I'm just doing it to show you how even in those major markets, you don't need a whole lot of money to sit there and get into the game. If you pool your resources, you gotta work smarter, not harder. Be strategic. So now with this 2-unit, you guys can occupy 1 unit and then rent out the 2nd unit that you have collecting rent. So let's say the 2nd unit is giving you in New York. Let's say the 2nd unit, depending on where you at, 500,000. Let's say you're in like a low middle class area. So let's say middle class area. Let's say you're collecting 2,000, 18 to 2,000. We're gonna say 2,000 a month. So you're collecting 2,000 a month from the bottom unit, and all of you guys are splitting. Y'all stay in the top unit together. 4 of you guys, right? Now somebody was like, "Oh, I don't want to stay with 4 people." The objective is to build wealth and get in the game. So you guys can sit here and grind it out for a year, a year and a half, 2 years. Because on top of this, you have tax breaks, appreciation, your equity in here, where then you can refinance and then put down on the 2nd property, where you guys can go in it again on the 2nd property, and this time 2 of you stay here and the other 2 move into the other property. Okay, it can be 4 brothers, 4 sisters, a homie and his girl, and his homie and her and their girl, whatever it may be. I don't care what your arrangement is, but the goal should be to build wealth. You'll get your own. You just gotta be patient. Just like a lot of people went to college to work 4 years to prepare to get a job. So you telling me you can't put 4 years in to grind out to build wealth, so you don't have to work and have to get a job? Or at least have the option where, yeah, I don't have to get a job, but I'm gonna look for one anyway because I got money coming in from different areas. It's that simple. You got options. Now this is just one example of pooling your resources.